I just got back from playing the Nintendo Switch in New York City. My verdict? It was freaking awesome. This video is just going to be me giving you my first-hand impressions of everything from the moment I entered the venue. Actually, before I even entered the venue, I noticed a small group forming just outside, and that is when I glimpsed none other than Eiji Aonuma, the director of the Legend of Zelda series. It's just the guy who's responsible for the majority of my most amazing experiences in life. No big deal, right? So yeah, before I even had a chance to react at an angry security guy who was freaking herding everyone away, yelling for us to clear the sidewalk, and I managed to take just this one picture before getting freaking trampled by the goddamn cop. And in the 6 seconds that I spent standing in Aonuma's glorious presence, I saw him sign somebody's thing and pose for a picture while looking very happy and joyful and perfect and precious and amazing. And oh, also, that's a Nintendo Switch in his hand. I didn't even notice until now. Anyways, on to the actual event. The line was thankfully not too long. Once the stated time came, I was in the venue within minutes. My first goal was to make it over to the Breath of the Wild demo, but unfortunately the line was closed off because everybody beat me to it already, god damn it. So I sulked away from the line, and I caught the attention of a representative who beckoned for me to play ARMS, which ended up being my first ever Switch game. It was a pretty interesting game to start with too, what with the unique controls. In short, you have to hold a Joy-Con in each hand with your thumbs on the L and R buttons, sort of like one of those old flight stick controllers. You move your character by tilting the controller simultaneously in your desired direction. Other than that, the game was exactly what it looks like. A Wii Sports boxing spin-off with special moves, new abilities, whatnot. And I have to say, the Joy-Cons are pretty comfortable to hold. I like them already. Anyways, after about 3 rounds of ARMS on multiplayer, I won 2 out of 3 by the way, I took a few pictures and decided the crowd surrounding Splatoon 2 was too big. So I looked around and oh my god, the Breath of the Wild line was open! I honestly waited no more than 20 minutes before I got my chance to play, which is awesome! My first thought upon playing the game was, kill me right now, I have no regrets. The controls are certainly a bit different from the rest of the series. For one, there's a jump button now. You have to jump first, then attack to do the jump strike instead of just targeting and pressing A. Also, the jump strike feels far heavier and way more powerful than previous games. Aside from that, the demo was actually just a tiny bit disappointing as it was loaded with the same cutscenes we've all seen before. The opening cutscene, the one with the old man, the Korok, the one with the tower rising and Calamity Ganon showing up at Hyrule Castle. Admittedly, I could have avoided triggering most of these, but oh well. The 12 minutes or so that I actually got to play were pure bliss and I loved every second. I killed some Bokoblins with their own clubs, I pushed a boulder, which doesn't require a button press like in the rest of the series by the way, down a hill and hit a barrel and blew up a camp, which was incredibly satisfying, and I even prayed to the goddess statue inside the Temple of Time. Speaking of which, the game cut off just before I can climb to the very top of the Temple of Time's tower. The controller felt like a controller. To me, it wasn't any more or less comfortable than any other modern controller, so that's good enough for me. Felt natural. In the middle of playing, the representative asked me to slide the Joy-Cons onto the sides of the Switch, which I did with a satisfying sound, and remove the system from the dock. The game appeared on the screen immediately with no delay whatsoever. Absolutely seamless transition. Playing the Switch undocked feels pretty much the same as playing on the Wii U's gamepad, with a couple of exceptions. For one, the system feels weighty, which is expected. I actually like it. It feels less cheap than the gamepad, in my opinion. Another thing is that thanks to the Joy-Cons, there's no grip on the controller, which makes it slightly less comfortable, but obviously not so much to make it a deal breaker or anything. Finally, I put the controller back in the dock and held the Joy-Cons in my hands, separately. I honestly had no idea you could do that. It was so comfortable. I played the rest of the demo with my hands at my sides, and it was an absolute joy. You see what I did there? Definitely the definitive way to play Breath of the Wild. After that dream come true, I went back to the Splatoon 2 stations where the representative was delighted to see me as there was just one unmanned Switch station and 7 other attendees were just seconds away from beginning their next local multiplayer turf war. The game feels like Splatoon. It has new special attacks, such as a jetpack, which is awesome by the way, more Super Mario Sunshine vibes from this franchise, but it still feels like the same game, so I won't go into too much detail. Instead, allow me to brag. I won the first match with 8 kills and 0 losses with a roller. I won the second match with 12 kills and 0 losses with the new Dualies weapon. Finally, I won the third match with 3 kills and 4 losses. Either way, my team won all 3 times, and I was actually jokingly rewarded with a Nintendo Switch branded bottle of water. Nice. I did take a picture of the game running on the Switch screen, but it appears to not have uploaded properly. However, it looked great. Just believe me, infinitely better than the gamepad screen. So I sat on the couch and played a little bit of Ultra Street Fighter 2, and I got my ass handed to me repeatedly because I suck at Street Fighter, but it was still fun though. And after that, I really didn't have much I wanted to play, so I decided to try out Super Bomberman R. And wow, what a fun game or something like that, I don't know. Real talk, things were getting really loud and my representative was completely distracted, and that's when I noticed him and basically told my representative to fuck off, which he did gladly. Because who can think about Bomberman when Yoshinori Ono is on stage, just a couple feet away, hosting a Street Fighter competition? That was completely unexpected. He was picking people out of the crowd, specifically small children, and he let them compete to win a signed Nintendo Switch cap. How awesome! And oh my god, I even took a picture with him and shook his hand. What an experience! Again, kill me now, I have no regrets. So, I thought I had more pictures, but they went the way of the Splatoon 2 pics, and by that I mean I have no idea, must have not sent from my phone. Oh well, on to the rest of the story. I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I didn't get to check out the battle mode, but I did get to sit in an airplane simulation, complete with clouds outside the window, and play the game on the small screen with the Joy-Con separated. Whatever I said about the controller before is still true here, even with the traditional controls. Mario Kart 8 felt supernatural on the Joy-Con. One thing about the game, the new steer assist was turned on, and it was either the worst thing ever or just the controller was broken, because during both races, my kart was always turning slightly to the left the entire time. Anyways, I took one last look around, and 1-2 Switch wasn't something I was particularly interested in, although I would have got to wear a nice big cool oversized hat, so that would have been good picture taking opportunities, and there was really nothing else I was that interested in, so I guess it was time for me to leave. But on my way out, I was given a Switch pin and a Switch cookie that I thought was soap at first, but no, it's definitely a cookie, and I have yet to eat the cookie, so don't ask my impressions just yet. Overall, I had an amazing time, and I am so glad I decided to go. The Nintendo Switch is going to be great, and I absolutely cannot wait to play more.